I've always regarded films as a kind of serious enterprise, um, not just as entertainment. And I guess that's just, you know, because of the way I came into it. I didn't see films as a kid because uh, our church didn't approve. And but I didn't know anybody who saw films either, so I didn't uh, feel I was missing anything. And when I finally got to seeing films at the college level, it was the European films of the 60s. And that's what was playing when I walked in the room. And that's the films that made the most impression on me. A filmmaker always remembers his first love. And for some filmmakers, it's the films they saw as children. But in my case, it's the films I saw as a college student. Once I got into college, and then started watching Bergman and Bresson and Buñuel and Godard, and then those were serious films, and I was a serious kid. I went from being interested in films to wanting to be a film critic, and then I was a film critic for a while, and then I reached a point where nonfiction really wasn't doing the trick in terms of certain psychological, emotional needs I had. I needed to tell stories. I needed to take the leap into fiction. Well, first, I didn't think that I really had the tools to be a screenwriter or a filmmaker. I thought I'd be better off as a critic. And then I moved into screenwriting, and then it was just another step of having more control and being more complete rather than being half of a filmmaker or being a full filmmaker. Well, I mean, you don't always get to do what you want. This last go around with Bret Easton Ellis, I had the chance to, sort of self-finance and make a film ourselves, which was kind of exciting. When you're making a film for nothing, you either have to have friends who help you out, in case of Gus, or you have to have people who are willing to work for nothing. In James's case, it was a chance to do a straight movie, so he was willing to work for $100 a day. In Lindsay's case, she can't get insured, so it's the only kind of movie she can make. Brett and I were going to do a different film, and that financing fell out. And I said to him, the technology is such now that we can just do it ourselves. You write it, I'll direct it, we'll put up some money, we'll get some more money through social media, and we won't ask anybody's permission. And we'll just make the film we want. And so that's how it started. And then and pretty much played out that way too. We cast through social media and promoted and eventually distributed the film, VOD, and the film made money, and so it all worked out. I think the film is more Brett than me. He thinks it's more me than him. So it's a good collaboration.